part of speech. So producing sentences like what is the difference between X and Y doesn't work, because in this context we need a noun, and different is a verb. In words, I mean, if we want to use a verb, once we use a certain part of speech, we should be able to use other derivatives, the other derivatives of the same part of speech. For instance, if you are given a verb, under the verb you'll find listed nouns, adjectives, adverbs, etc. So it's no good learning one part of speech without knowing its derivatives. So let me just ask you a few questions. What is the noun of involve? The noun involve is a verb. So what is the noun of that verb? Involve. We say he was involved.
Doctor, involvement.
Again?
Involvement.
Involvement, yeah, that's right. Okay. Improve.
Improvement.
Improvement. Okay, fine. Who is next? Let's have Marah. Marah, Nawaf. Marah. The noun of evolve. Can we have the noun of evolve?
Evolution, Doctor.
Evolution, very good. Is that Ahmed?
Yes, Doctor.
Yeah, that's very good. How about prove with a V?
Proof with the F.
Double O F. Double O
Yes.
P R double O F. Okay. The noun of the adjective. Pardon? No, prove is a verb. Prove is a verb, noun of which is proof. Proof. So one is, the verb has a voiced v, while the noun has a voiceless f. But in spelling we have double O. Proof. Okay. What's the I was going to ask about the noun of vain. What part of speech is vain?
Adjective.
Vain, adjective. Yes, right. Right, adjective. Can you give the noun?
Vanity, Doctor.
Vanity.
Vanity.
Yes.
Vanity. Vanity. Without an I, yes? In spelling, as we derive, those who are doing phonology with me, morphology and phonology are closely related. So sometimes as we derive a new word, say a noun from a verb, or a noun from an adjective, we might have some changes in spelling and pronunciation. So vain as an adjective has V-A-I-N, vain. Now to make it a noun, we add I-T-Y, but let's see what happens. First, in spelling, we have AI. The adjective has AI, V-A-I-N. In spelling, the I is dropped. We drop the I. we end up having an A, V-A-N, okay? The pronunciation also changes. So there we have vain. As we add I-T-Y, it goes to, not to vanity, it goes to vanity, vanity, V-A, vanity, okay? Okay, let's have the word obscene. Obscene, what part of speech is that?
Verb.
He uses obscene language.
It's a noun, Doctor.
Avoid using obscene language. Obscene language.
Adjective.
It's a noun, Doctor. Adjective obscene.
It's an adjective, yes. Obscene. Obscene. They say obscene language. That's an adjective. What's the noun?
Obscenities?
Obscenity, yes. Obscenity.
Yes.
Obscene. Obscene is O-B-S-C-E-N-A. That's obscene. Obscenity, we drop the E at the end and then add I-T-Y. Okay. What part of speech is approve? Approve. Approve.
It's a verb?
Approve is a verb. Okay. Yazan, can you give the Yazan or yeah, okay, Yazan. Yazan Hussam. Can you give the noun of approve? Or Dina?
May I, Doctor?
Okay. Okay.
Approve.
Approve.
Approving.
Approve.
Approving.
Can I?
That's a gerund.
Approving.
Sama.
Approve with F.
Sama Ismail, yes.
May I, Doctor?
Yes, yes, Doctor.
Was that it?
Doctor,
Osama?
No, no.
Doctor, can I?
Yeah, okay.
With ing. Approving. Approval.
Yeah,
Can I,
approval.
Doctor?
That's very good. Who said approval?
Yasmin.
Yeah, good, Yasmin. Approval. Approve. Approval. I mean, this is I mean, we in order to have command of a language, you have to master the parts of speech because they are basics. They are used in almost in every sentence. So we can't speak, we can't communicate or get our message across if we don't use the right form, the right derivative in the appropriate context. Okay, right. Now we have certain tests. We have noun tests. I mean, we said that in order to determine the part of speech of any given word, we have certain tests. We have a noun test, adjective test, verb test, pronoun test, and finally adverb test. Okay, so the noun test, there are four. Is it four? Five, yes. On,
Six.
let's have these on pages 16 and 17. We have six criteria that help determine nouns. One is the plurality test. Plurality test. So if the word accepts the plural morpheme, then it's a noun. Now this applies to both languages, to English and Arabic. I mean, both English and Arabic have regular forms, regular plural forms, and irregular forms. So certain nouns to make them plural except the suffix s. Bag, bags. Boy, boys. Girl, girls. So the s here stands for plural, but it doesn't show the gender. You see what I mean? So we can add an s to the word boy, which is masculine, and to the word girl, which is feminine. Now in Arabic, we have jama' mudhakkar salim and jama' muannath salim. In other words, we add a masculine morpheme, and a feminine morpheme with the regular plural nouns. So we regular in Arabic we call it salim, yes. Jama' mudhakkar salim. Jama' muannath salim means regular here. That means regular. Qiyasi yani. That's what it means. Of course, both languages have irregular forms. Irregular, which is jama' at-taksir in Arabic. So it's not al-jama' al-shadh or jama' al-shawal. Yeah, we in Arabic we call it jama' at-taksir. Jama' at-taksir means irregular. So the plural of child is children. The plural of man is, what's the plural of man?
Men.
Afnan.
Men.
Men. And that of woman?
Women.
Women. We have woman, but women. Okay. The plural of sheep.
Sheep, Doctor.
Sheep.
The
is
same. Sheep.
Okay. What's the ruler Khalid? What's the plural of ox?
Oxes?
Ox is regular. That would be regular.
Oxen.
Oxen.
Doctor.
Yeah,
Oxen.
Yeah, okay. The plural of datum.
Of what?
Datum.
Data, Doctor. Also data.
Data. Datum is singular. Datum is plural. Phenomenon.
Phenomena.
Is singular. The plural is
Phenomena.
phenomena with an A. Criterion,
Phenomenon.
criteria. Phenomenon, phenomena. Then we have replacive. So in English, we may to make irregular plural, we may add zero. We have zero morpheme. Words like sheep, information, evidence,
Sheep.
equipment have zero morpheme. Nothing is added. So we can't say equipments, can we? Equipment is both singular and plural. Sheep is singular and plural. Information does not accept an S. We can't say informations. Evidence, advice, all these are zero. We call them zero. Zero plural. Okay.
Nothing.
Then we have replacive. Replacive, you know what that means? We replace the vowels or one vowel. So for instance, in the word
Yes.
tooth, what do we say?
Teeth.
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 Ah, okay.
Food.
Goose.
Feet.
Goose.
Geese. Geese.
Geese. Ah, okay. And the word crisis. Crisis. That
Crisis,
C-R-I.
Doctor.
S-I-S. Islam.
Crises.
Crises. Crises. How do you spell it?
Yes, doctor.
C-R-I-R-E-S.
Crises.
May I, doctor?
Yeah, sure.
C-R-I-S-E-S.
S-E-S. So in the singular form, when we have the sequence S-I-S, crisis, analysis, thesis, hypothesis, here we have S-I-S. Now to make it plural, we replace the I
With E.
by making it E. And there's a difference also in pronunciation. So crisis has a short E sound, while crises has 2 dots. E with 2 dots. Crises. Analyses. Okay, replace it. What else? Oasis. Another word is oasis. It goes to oases. So irregular forms have different rules. They are not uniform. They are not always systematic like regular forms. Now in Arabic, what is the plural morpheme of the masculine masculine plural?
Alif Noon, doctor.
واو نون.
Masculine plural.
واو
Wow
نون.
noon. Yeah, wow noon. Yes.
Yes.
Wow noon.
نون.
So say سائرون, مؤمنون,
معلمون.
معلمون. Okay, so we have the wow noon. The wow noon here stands for the plural, regular, masculine plural. Then we have the feminine plural, which is
ألف وتاء.
at.
Yes.
Okay, at. معلمات, طالبات. How do you say طالبات in English?
Student.
I mean, as translators, let's relate this to translation. I mean, most of you are, if not all, I mean, are translation major. So we should, we should use such information.
Students.
Again.
Female students.
Female students. Yeah. We say female. If you want to distinct, now in English, the word students has no gender. It could be masculine or feminine. Students, professors, nurses. Nurses could be ممرضات or ممرضين. Now in Arabic, of course, we have gender. Gender reveals whether the word is male or female. How do you say معلمون? يعني مثلا التحق عدد من المعلمين وعدد من المعلمات. So we have how do we capture the difference?
Female and male teachers, doctor.
Yeah, we say male teachers. Male teachers معلمون. Female teachers معلمات. Okay. So إذا كان مثلا ناقة وجمل.
Male camel and male camel.
camel.
Now in Arabic we have 2 words. Yeah, in Arabic.
Hair camel.
Yeah. So
She camel أو he camel.
Again.
She camel and he camel.
Yeah, that's what they say. Yes. Yeah, that's exactly what they say. They say she camel and he camel because they have to show the difference.
بس دكتور مش بيحكوا لهم هم cows للفيميل camels?
Cows?
Yes.
No, cows would be a different species. Yeah.
Yes, doctor, but they call the female camels cows, I guess.
I've seen a number of dictionaries. I've checked Lane's dictionary, Hans Ver. They say she sheep it's a she sheep and a he sheep, or a you sometimes. You, E-W-E. Yes, that's right. You is used as a female, but in case of camels, they use he and she. Yeah.
دكتور نقدر نحكي male or female كميل؟
Yeah, of course. I mean, but it's common to. They do ask sometimes, is it a he or a she?
طب دكتور
Cat, for instance. Cat in Arabic we have قط and قطة. In English they use she and he.
دكتور for example when we say دكتور you دكتور.
Yeah, that's fine. I mean, it has a separate word. Yeah, you is a female.
And ram دكتور.
Yeah, it's a female sheep. Yeah, that's right.
Yes.
Yeah, but they do use he and she with female and male camel. So what do you say, حليب الجمل or الناقة?
No, she camel milk.
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah, she, of course. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Then we have genitive test. Genitive. In English, of course, we use the noun, whether it's singular or plural, plus apostrophe S. So how do we say كتاب الولد in
Boy's
English?
book.
His
No,
book.
in English.
Children's book.
A boy book.
No,
The boy's book.
كتاب الولد.
The boy's
Boy's
book.
book.
Or children's book.
Boys, how do you write boys?
B-O-Y apostrophe S.
B-O-Y apostrophe S.
Apostrophe.
How about if it's كتب الطلاب?
Children's
No,
books.
no, boys. Use boys. Yeah, use boys.
Boys.
أنس.
boy بعدين بتحط اس الجمع بعدين الابوستروفي.
Yeah, that's it. So if it's singular, we have boy apostrophe S. If it's plural, then we have boys, B-O-Y-S, then apostrophe. That makes it plural. So genitive test, if a word in English takes apostrophe S, it's a noun, e.g. boys. This test is not applicable to Arabic. What do you think of this? Of course, we have مضاف and مضاف إليه. So
Yes.
that's perfectly all right. Why doesn't it apply to Arabic? كتاب الولد.
بصير عندنا يا الملكية.
Yeah, of course. كتاب الولد. يا الملكية would be the determiner test. The next one. Yeah, the next one. If a word determiner test. Determiners could be indefinite articles, a or an. There could be the definite article the in English, and it could be possessive, الملكية, possessive pronouns. So if a word, that's on page 17, if a word takes a determiner, it's a noun in both languages. So we say my book. The determiner here is mine.
Nice.
All possessive pronouns are followed by nouns.
Mine.
All possessive pronouns are followed by nouns. So we call these possessive. My book. Now look at, then we have the book, a book. What's the meaning of a book? I mean, how do you translate the book and a book?
دكتور the book الكتاب.
A book,
The
كتاب.
book is
My book,
al-kitab.
كتابي.
The book is al-kitab.
Yes دكتور. وذا
Yeah.
التعريف.
And a book,
كتاب.
Kitab without al.
kitab or kitabun,
No kitab.
not kitabun.
No.
What does the nation mean when we say كتاب كتابا كتاب?
التنوين بعطي تعريف للكلمة، بحط النون منكرة.
تعريف ولا تنكير؟
شكله بالعكس تنكير.
Yeah, it gives the, yeah, it's an indefinite. It expresses indefiniteness. تنكير. When we say al-kitab, we refer to a specific book. But when you say kitabun, it has two morphemes. Kitab plus on. The meaning of on here, on is a suffix, which means indefinite. تدل على التنكير. Note that in English, my, the, and a are independent free morphemes. My is free in English. The is free, a free morpheme. يعني منفصل. A is the
كان
same.
standalone.
Now in Arabic we have al-kitab. Al-kitab. So the definite article in English is free, منفصلة. In Arabic it's bound,
Yes.
متصل. That's why as we write al-kitab, if we want to transliterate it, we shouldn't have al, then dash or space followed by kitab. It's one word because al in Arabic is a bound morpheme. يعني متصل غير منفصل. So in French they say la, lo. In Spanish they say el. Okay, they are free. In Arabic, the definite article is bound.
Found.
Yeah, bound. متصل. كتابي. Again, the ya in Arabic, the possessive pronoun
Found morpheme.
is bound. Yes, it's a bound morpheme. We have to be careful as we write our names, by the way. So if you want to write, say Al-Hussein, I've noticed that sometimes they often write al hyphen and then HUSSEIN. To start with, there's no need for a hyphen or a dash. Secondly, we can't have, according to the rules of Arabic, we can't have capital letters. We don't have capital letters in Arabic, do we?
No.
Yeah, we don't. So we can't have al at the beginning, dash, then have a capital letter in the middle of a word, because al-Hussein is one word. Yeah. So we have to be careful as we transliterate our names. Right. Notice that the determiner in English comes before the noun, but in Arabic it may come before, like kitabi, like al-kitab. Al-kitab comes before the base, or often like kitabi, which comes after the noun. After the noun. Yeah, okay. Then we have duality test. This applies to Arabic only. English has no dual nouns. المثنى يعني. So if a word in Arabic accepts the duality suffix, it's a noun. كتابان, فتاتان, etc. Then we have pronoun test. If a word of course, this doesn't, duality does not apply to English because it has lost dual. Pronoun test. If a word in both languages can be replaced by a pronoun, it's a noun. So if we can replace Ali by he, car by it, طالب by huwa, طالبات by hunna, then that's a noun. Then we have demonstrative test. If a demonstrative can replace a word or point to it, to the referent, the word is a noun in both languages. So this man, that car, هؤلاء الأولاد, هذه الشجرة. Demonstrative pronouns. Okay. Then we have adjective test. Of course, this is why we need to establish an independent, part of speech. I mean, establish adjectives as a specific, the independent part of speech. So the test here applies to both languages. The comparative test. The comparative test. Of course, in English we add er or more. Intelligent, we say more intelligent. The key in Arabic, what's the comparative form? How do you translate more intelligent?
أذكى.
عبقري.
Yeah, we have أفعل form. أفعل. أقوى. أذكى. أوسع, etc. Of course, because of negative transfer from English, when we have a source language, the majority of translators fail to capture the difference between English and Arabic. So they keep saying more intelligent, they would say أشد ذكاء, أكثر ذكاء. So in Arabic we simply say أذكى, أفعل. More beautiful, أجمل. What else? More difficult. أكثر صعوبة, they say. Google, طبعا, this is Google translation. أصعب. More what? Let's say more interesting.
أكثر متعة.
Yeah, again, you are saying أكثر متعة. Why is it أكثر?
أمتع.
Why أكثر? أمتع.
نعم.
Yeah, that's it, أمتع. لكن احنا بطلنا نعرف عربي ف يعني everything goes, it seems. Anyway, comparative tests. This applies to both languages. Then we have superlative test. Superlative, التفضيل. Comparative, المقارنة يعني صيغة المقارنة. Superlative اللي هي التفضيل. الأذكى. إنه الأذكى. How do you translate it?
Most intelligent.
He just translates إنه الأذكى.
He is the most intelligent person.
He is the most intelligent, yeah. He is the most intelligent.
Or he is the smartest.
Oh, the smartest. He is the smartest. Okay, right. Okay. Then we have intensifier test. That is adding very before the adjective. أمين جدا and كريم جدا. Very good, very beautiful. What do you think of that? I mean, do we say in Arabic, do we say أمين جدا ولا جدا أمين?
أمين
جدا
جدا.
أمين.
Both, doctor.
Yeah, in standard we could use both, by the way. We can say جد كان الامتحان صعب جدا or جدا صعب. Then we have modification test. If it's used as an adjective, of course, to modify a noun. Useful book, for instance. So useful here is an adjective. Historic event, an adjective. حديقة جميلة، إلا إذا بدنا نسمي جميلة اسم نخليها نقول جميلة حديقة وجميلة both are nouns, which is against logic. It's illogical. وردة حمراء. So حمراء is an adjective. It's not a noun. Then we have verb test. Now the verb test accepts the verb morpheme S if it's singular, if it's present, and the imperative form. Imperative form means صيغة الأمر. Imperative form. Yeah, صيغة الأمر. Imperative أمر. We have affirmative, which is إثبات. Negative, نفي. Interrogative, استفهام. Imperative is صيغة الأمر. Yeah. Right, so verb morpheme test. In English, a word is a verb if it accepts one of these 4 morphemes. The present simple morpheme, S or ES, comes, goes, washes. So if it accepts the present morpheme, suffix morpheme, then in the present form, then it's a verb. If it accepts the past morpheme, D or ED if it's regular, or T in case of belt, knelt, kept, then it's a verb. The past participle morpheme. What does that mean? Past participle form. What's the equivalent of the past participle form?
In Arabic?
Yeah.
والله ما أعرف دكتور.
يا ما هو أغلب طلبة الدكتوراه ما بيعرف الكلام هذا عين.
والله دكتور أنا بالعربي صفر.
دكتور
عشان
الماضي
ندرس
الناقص.
إنجليزي.
We are trying to develop, our skills in both languages. Yeah.
الماضي الناقص دكتور.
ماضي الناقص. أنا مش عارف ليش ناقص يعني. ليش ناقص أنا مش عارف يعني. What's wrong with كان? Why is it ناقص?
لأنها ما بتاخد فاعل، بتاخد اسم.
Again.
لأنها ما بتاخد فاعل، بتاخد اسم.
لأنها ما بتاخذ فعل.
فاعل.
ما بتاخذ فعل، صح. Right. طيب. Anyway,